Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing the 1997 film Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez, Edward James Olmos, John Cena from Chicago PD, and Constance Marks as the main characters. Now, of course, this movie is based on the life and career of Selena, who was a Mexican-American singer who in 1995 was tragically killed by the president of her fan club. And I'm going to get into it in a minute. Well, of course, this film reminds me a lot of the 1980 movie that came out a decade earlier, which is the 1987 movie La Bamba, which I believe I previously reviewed and done so many of these videos. Please check the video out if you haven't seen my review of La Bamba, which I'm sure most of you haven't. But this movie reminds me a lot of that. Selena reminds me a lot of it, because you have Jennifer Lopez. This really was her first real big movie role, and she just knocked it out of the park. Originally, I just looked this up on Wikipedia. Originally, Selena's family, who was co-producing the film, I think Warner Brothers, didn't want Jennifer Lopez in this role. They didn't want her. They originally wanted Salma Hayek, because at least Salma Hayek was from Mexican heritage, and so they wanted an actual Mexican actress to play this part. They were very specific about it. But Salma Hayek, for some reason, decided to pull out of it because of the fact that she felt that 2 years after Selena's death was too early to make a biopic, in her opinion. So she pulled out, and they decided to give Jennifer Lopez a chance. I guess she was tested for the role, and they liked her. They liked Jennifer J-Lo in the screen test, so she got the part, and she was great. I know I've seen a few of her movies, not every single one, but a few. But I think this was the best performance Jennifer Lopez ever gave in her career. And this was her first role right out of the box. And of course, she's smoking hot to look at. And even though she's in her 50s now, she looks like 32, not 52. In my opinion, with the figure that she has and her physical, she's in terrific shape for somebody of her age. She's like the Latina version of Madonna. Even though Madonna's in her 60s, now Jennifer Lopez is only like a decade younger, and she looks like 32, not 52. J-Lo, and of course she's like smoking hot. You see her figure through the whole movie. She is like smoking hot. But there's one slight problem in Jennifer Lopez's performance. And that is, it's not her acting ability, it's not her dancing ability, or how she performs on stage. It's the fact that she was lip syncing every song in the movie. The reason why she did that was because she felt, even though we all know now that Jennifer Lopez can sing, and she does perform on stage around the world, in various countries around the world, and sings and stuff, but she felt it would be disrespectful to sing to use her own voice when she has to sing Selena's songs. So what you hear is not J-Lo's voice, singing voice. You hear Selena's voice through all the songs throughout this movie, because he felt like to respect her memory, Selena's memory, and she put Selena's songs in this movie, which I thought was a real great show of respect for Selena, to use her recordings instead of Jennifer's own voice, and which is what she did. Now, for the movie, I should also mention that the actress who played the younger Selena, I thought she was also great. Now, I don't think that and you could tell when the younger actress, I forgot the name of the actress who played the younger version of Selena in this film, but she also did a great job in playing the part. But the problem is, you could easily tell that she was lip syncing as well. Not only was J-Lo lip syncing for the whole film, but the young actress who played the youngest version of Selena as a young girl, you could tell she was lip syncing too. I mean, you could tell. I mean, it was an obvious lip syncing job here, but I mean, she did a great job as well as playing the part, and she trained to the best she can with lip syncing. Because truly doing with a young girl, I mean, 8, 10, 12-year-old girl, whoever old she was at the time she was doing the movie. She did the best job she could, but you could tell that she was also lip syncing. But this movie, I know I'm going for a long intro here, but the real story is what the father, who was played by Edward James Olmos, who plays like an out-of-work singer, who in the 60s, he was 50s and 60s, and was singing those types of songs in a band, in a singing group. And unfortunately, he was singing other doo-wop groups that were popular at the time. And of course, he was pretty much, his group was pretty much moved off the stage, and because he was singing in front of a Mexican crowd, because it was a Mexican singing group, so he was singing in front of Mexican crowds instead of singing like songs in Spanish or Mexican songs. For the most part, he was singing American songs, and so he got booed off the stage for it, and his group was not that successful. Well, he found out that his daughter Selena had a great singing voice and singing musical talent, so he decided to develop a band around his kids. And at first they struggled, and then when Selena became a teenager and was taking off her shirt and was dancing around in just a bra on stage, that people were starting to notice, because Selena was smoking hot. She had a great figure, great body, and everything else. Not just to her singing ability, but she had the sex appeal on top of that. And she was the first really woman singer to break through in Mexican. And I know they use the word Mexican, but they use a different term. I forgot what the term was. Latina music like that, and she was dubbed as the next Gloria. And in the movie itself, I know in real life, but in the movie she was dubbed as the next Gloria Estefan. Of course, Gloria Estefan brought Cuban music into the mainstream back in the 80s and throughout the 90s. And of course, Selena was bringing the Mexican music into the more mainstream. And she was on the verge of and she was in the process of recording a first English language album. Because most of her albums at that point, that she had made at that point, however many she made, was all Spanish speaking Spanish language albums. So what happened to Selena, which is what I'm going to get to the tragic ending right now. What happened was, she hired a woman named Yolanda to be the president of her official fan club. And what happened was, Yolanda was embezzling money from the fan club. And also, Selena was opening up a line of boutique clothing stores that sell like Mexican American clothing in the Southwest. Because Mexico is living in Texas and New Mexico and in Southern California. So she was opening up boutiques, and this Yolanda was embezzling money from the fan club and the clothing stores for her own pocket. She was stealing records. She wasn't providing financial records and how she was stealing financial records from the fan club and the clothing stores. And the father, or Selena's father, found out about it. So we got to do something about this woman and about Yolanda, because she's taking stuff. Because Selena's father found out about what was going on, and so what happened was, Selena, of course, had to fire her. She had to get rid of her. You didn't really see Selena firing her, or the actual confrontation when Selena actually confronts Yolanda about. I mean, they do show a scene And he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. So I get you the records. And didn't take them, you know, yeah, and didn't do what your father's accusing me of, and all that stuff." And he didn't see Selena. Says, "Get the blankety blank out of here. You're fired." And one thing, because I saw this movie on the E! Network, and of course, naturally, you don't know how much was edited out, because you know whatever cursing is going to be edited out on the E! channel, or nudity, or whatever. If there was nudity in this movie, who the heck knows? But what you didn't see was Yolanda actually physically shooting Selena, because that's what she did. She got, when they had a conference, or not too long after Yolanda was fired. That's the only thing that because Yolanda had this trouble before, when she was embezzling stuff and stealing money before. So now all of a sudden she's doing it again, this time to Selena, and Selena fired her, and Yolanda wanted to make up to Selena, actually physically give Selena the records that she, was accused of stealing. Want to give it back to Selena. So Yolanda says to Selena, "Well, meet me in this hotel," and after a performance in the Astrodome, or the Houston Astrodome, I should say. So Selena says, "Okay, meet you," and she ends up killing her. And of course, she dies in that, and she was like Selena was actually DOA because the bullet went hit like an upper back, hit a major artery, and she literally bled to death. That's basically what happened. But what the problem was with the movie was it didn't actually show what happened to the woman who killed Selena, to Yolanda. All you saw was the start of the 9-hour confrontation that Yolanda had with the police. Because I also looked this up on Wikipedia, that she had a 9-hour standoff with the police, saying, "I want to kill myself," and when the cops got to her before she even did anything. And she surrendered to the police, and she went to trial, and she was found guilty of murder, and now she is serving the rest of her life in prison, and she deserves to be executed, by the way. Because don't forget, in Texas, you have the death penalty in Texas. Okay, she should have been executed for killing Selena. Fortunately, over the years, I don't think she ever gave. I think she might have given interviews like Dateline or 2020 or something. But 25 years later, you would like to see her maybe do it. Like 25 years after Selena's been killed for 25 years, it would have been interesting to see if like on the ID channel or something for her to do an interview. For the anniversary of Yolanda killing Selena, but whatever, right? You like to see an interview after all these years, as if she hadn't died in prison yet. It was possible, but it didn't show any of the stuff with Yolanda actually going to prison for killing Selena, because this was trying to be as positive as you can to Selena's life and career and her tragic death. And they do have 2 songs that Selena performed in English, was supposed to be in her English language album, and I forgot what the name of one song that became a huge hit, but Jennifer Lopez herself performed on stage. And I remember seeing a concert of J-Lo's on stage, and she says, and that was the last song that she performed on her concert. And she says, "Thank you, Selena," at the end of the concert. So it's a nice little tribute, because the movie Selena actually made J-Lo's career after that. Like I said earlier, this was the movie that made her career, and she rose to stardom. And even though she hasn't made that many good movies, J-Lo, the movie that she did with Richard Gere, I thought that was pretty good. Shall We Dance? I thought she was good in that movie, but she's like few and far between of how good movie. And now she wants to become a point owner of the New York Mets, which I won't mind having her for an owner, because the Mets had a woman owner before. The first owner was a woman, but J-Lo was prettier than John Payson is. Even though John Payson belongs in the Baseball Hall of Fame, by the way. being the first woman to own a baseball team. But I know I'm getting off topic, but this movie made Jennifer Lopez's career, and like I said earlier, she was great in it. I mean, she couldn't deliver a better performance if she tried. And I felt that she should have won the. I don't know if she was nominated for an Oscar, but she should have, got maybe a Golden Globe or some award by portraying Selena. I thought she was great. She was just terrific. So that's my movie that's my review of the movie Selena. Please click on the video piece here. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, so WDY, and that's c.com. Homepage of my reviewer Christy Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.